And in the thumbnail, I asked a question, how much did Ilhan Omar really know? Because there's just so much information out here, man, that just shows that, in my opinion, I believe, I assume she's guilty. It's just my opinion. It's not a statement of fact, YouTube. It's just my opinion. But it just looks horrible for her. You all remember, I covered this in the last stream. We're not going to read the article, but I'll just go through the headline really quick. 2 men named in Feeding Our Future fraud investigation donated to Ilhan Omar in 2021. The Congresswoman says she recently sent the contribution to food shelves. So she tried to wash her hands of those campaign funds that she had received from Feeding Our Future scammers, right? She tried to wash her hands of it by donating it to, I guess, a greater cause, which is some food shelves, I guess, in her district, right? But that doesn't wash your hands clean of it, right? If anything, that sounds like, kind of a form of money laundering, doesn't it? You receive dirty money and then you wash it through then you wash it by putting it through something legit. That's what this looks like to me, quite honestly, if you ask me, but it doesn't stop here. It doesn't stop here. Many of you all remember this too. I covered this also. Boom. Former enforcer for Ilhan Omar pleads guilty in Feeding Our Future fraud scheme. Once again, where there's smoke, there's an inferno. You're receiving campaign donations from these guys. One of your, quote, enforcers went down, found guilty. The gentleman that you see here on the screen right there, that's who you're connected to. And most importantly, I have to establish this before I play this clip. Ilhan Omar was a promoter of the Safari restaurant, right? Out there in Minnesota. And what's the significance of that? You see here, this is the Safari Somali restaurant out there. It's closed down now because the owners are in jail. But let me just read this to you guys for a moment before I show you guys the video proof, right? That Ilhan Omar was actively promoting this restaurant in the midst of all of this frauding and scamming going on. Safari restaurant. Its owners included Salim Saeed and Abdul Qadir Nur Salah, was enrolled as a food site, right? It was enrolled as a food site under the Feeding Our Future nonprofit in 2020. The restaurant claimed to serve thousands of meals per day during the C-19 pandemic. For example, Saeed testified the site served 5,000 meals a day. Prosecutors say those meal counts were massively inflated or entirely fictitious. Safari purportedly claimed to have served over 3.9 million meals between April 2020 and November of 2021, many of which were never actually delivered. Beyond just misreporting, Safari Restaurant also acted as a hub. Other restaurant sites in the scheme reportedly submitted paperwork or meal claims through Safari's business headquarters with instructions from Saeed and others. And that's why this place is so critical, which is now closed down, the Safari Somali cuisine restaurant. This place essentially was the hub of the entire Feeding Our Future scam. Okay? This was the root, it was the foundation from which all the other scams essentially began to sprout out of. And this is also a place that Ilhan Omar actively promoted. And with that, let's get into this video clip now. Allow me a moment to pull this up. Watch this.
Anta safari aan soo gaarnay sida dadka badan ay u og yihiin ciyaalkeena yaryar ilaa iyo number la eg 20 milyan oo ciyaal iskuuley ah waxay cuntadooda ka helaan iskoolka kaliya marka waxaan fursad u helnay in aan sharci soo gudbino oo la dhahayo Meals Act oo u fududeynayo in waqtigaanay pandemic aan ku jirno oo dhalinyarada iskoolka aynan joogin oo guryahooda ay joogaan aynan gaajoonin oo familkoodii wili ay fursad u helaan in cunto ay helaan oo meelo qaarkood laga qaybinayo ay cuntada ka soo.
Just 30 more seconds. This is 2 minutes long, but I'm gonna give you guys this nails on the chalkboard for at least a good 30 more seconds. Okay. That's just how much I love you.
qaadan karaan marka aadaan ugu mahadcelinayaa safari in ay tahay meelaha city oo diyaarinayo cunto maalin kasto dhalinyarada ciyaalkii iyo familkoodina ku taakuleynayo cuntada city maalintii kaliyo safari waxay cunto siisaa 2300 oo ciyaal ah iyo familkooda taas waa mid muhiim ah.
Okay. I think we can stop there. Okay. I think we can stop there. But I'm gonna keep saying it, man. Where there's smoke, there's an inferno. You're receiving campaign dollars from these people. One of your quote enforcers that was very close to you on the campaign trail with you got found guilty, or he pled guilty, I should say. This safari restaurant, once again, was the foundation of this entire what has now grown to become $1 billion scam. And we have you here in 4K promoting it in 4K, like you're here, right? What did Cat Williams say in the clip that people like to play? Ninja, do you know that we can see you? We can see you. You're right here. Serving up, I don't know, fake meals going to nobody. Because that's what this stuff was all about as far as this scamming is concerned, man. And it doesn't end here. It doesn't end here, man, because like I was saying in the last live stream concerning this, I find it very interesting how all of the major figureheads in Minnesota's local body politics are tied to this in some way, shape, form, or fashion. At this point, either they're accused of, covering it up or receiving campaign funds and actively promoting this stuff while now pretending to act like they don't know what's going on and they don't know why this happened. So with that, let me play the CNN clip from Ilhan Omar when she was asked about this. She was asked by CNN and pressed on this scam, and she just started and the C19 and check this out for yourself. Look at this clip here.
Why the fraud got so out of control in Minnesota?
I think what happened is that when you have these kind of new programs that are designed to help people, you're oftentimes relying on third parties to be able to facilitate. And I just think that a lot of the COVID programs that were set up, they were set up so quickly that a lot of the guardrails did not get created.
I wasn't keeping count. How many times did she say, let's listen to that one more time, because I wasn't keeping count. That was a lot of exactly. Let's hear that again.
Can you shed any light on why the fraud got so out of control in Minnesota?
I think what happened is that when you have these kind of new programs that are designed to help people, you're oftentimes relying on third parties to be able to facilitate. And I just think that a lot of the COVID programs that were set up, they were set up so quickly that a lot of the guardrails did not get created.
A lot of a whole lot of and a whole lot of corruption.